So over the last lectures, we added code to post data and to therefore sign up and sign in. Now we want to also store the data we get back, that token. And we got a store, the Vuex store. I only set up the basics here. It's totally empty, as you can tell. Now here, I simply want to add a ID token field, which should be null initially to my state. And then I also want to, let's say, add a user ID, which should be null initially. And then let's see what else we eventually need. Now the goal is to, of course, store the token and user ID here in the Vuex store. Now for that, why don't we start by simply making the sign up and sign in requests from within actions here. So we could have a sign up action here. And of course, login action too. Now for these actions, we will obviously need to extract our commit method, which allows us to commit a mutation. We don't have any mutations yet, but we will create them. And if you don't know how Vuex works, make sure to check out my Vuex module first, of course. Now, the second argument we can expect here in the sign up method is the payload. So let's say the auth data. You can name this argument whatever you want. I also expect to get some auth data in the login method. And now I'll just grab my code from the sign up file, this post request here, cut it from there, and go to the store and add it to the sign up method. For this to work, I of course also need to grab the Axios import, remove it from the signup.view file, and add it to the store instead. I just need to adjust the path here. Now it's in the same folder. Now we can reach out to this Axios instance here, send the post request for signing up, and of course do the same for signing in. There I'll also simply remove the Axios import. We don't need it anymore in that file. And I'll grab this Axios post request here and add it to the login method. Now I need to extract my email and so on from the auth data. So I replace form data with auth data in both login and sign up. And now we have our actions set up to send the requests. They don't commit any mutations yet, but at least we moved our code into the right place. Because these should really be actions. We should really be able to handle the result of our requests here in the Vuex store. Now, the goal, of course, now is to use these actions. The store already is injected in the main.js file. So in signup.view, I can now dispatch this action here in onSubmit. I can simply access this store, dispatch, and dispatch the login action, the sign up action here, and simply pass a JavaScript object where the email is form data email and where the password is form data password. That will constitute this auth data object I expect to get in my actions. The same logic, of course, applies to the signin.view file. There, I also want to dispatch an action. It's the login action here, but it receives the same data though. With that, we're dispatching the actions. Let's now see if that works before we actually dive into mutating the store and storing the token. Back to our application, therefore. Here on sign up, let me create a new user with a new unused email address. And let me click submit. And we see that we now successfully created a user. Now, however, using our store. There, the sign up action. Now that is how we move the logic to the store. That's the first step. In the next lecture, we'll make the more important step, I'd say. We'll add a mutation, which then also allows us to store that token in our state so that we may use it for subsequent requests.